Hey, good afternoon. It's Mike over here with Agent Empire. So we left last night in the middle of our lead magnet creation. I hope you watched that one. If you haven't, please go back to, it should be episode 6. I'm not sure if I even labeled them episodes, but it does have, let me give you an idea what that one says so you can find it first, so you can see where we're at, because this is a continuation of that. The title on that one is we built my AI agent built a lead calculator live on camera. It was 9 p.m. So if you could go back to that and then jump to this one, this would make sense, so you're not just like, what is this guy doing? Okay, so it is 10:32. I'm on the late shift today. I go in at noon. It takes me an hour to get to work, so I'm gonna build for 20 something minutes until I gotta go, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's pick up. But what I wanted to show you was what I do normally when I jump in is I will say, give us a prospecting status update across all of our rivers and businesses. Sweet, it didn't record. So I use a WhisperFlow AI. It's a way that you can talk and send a message or type a message with it's text, it's speech to text, but it's better than normal voice control. I also use it on my iPhone as well. So we're gonna let that run across. We're gonna jump to what we were talking about last night, which was, this one is righty. Okay, so this one had to do with where we left off last night. We left off right here. Full design is on screen. I showed y'all what that looked like, and now of course it did go away because it only stays active for 30 minutes. But what I did say, if you recall from last night's video, I said it's on a light background with white font. I can't really read it, possibly expired by now. It's been 11 hours. So it recreated that for us, and I'm gonna jump to what that looks like for you over here. And I'm hoping we could make this work like we did last night, because we did a pretty good job on that. So let's see if I add tab to split view. Nope. Let's see. I think what we're just going to do, just to keep this simple, is we're going to share something else. We're going to go to, I think, to this one actually, brainstorming. Okay, so this is what the redesign looks like for us now that we can actually read it. Everything looked great that we left off with last night. Vercel front end, which is where we're going to load our landing page onto. That's where the website's going to live, or the landing page is going to live. If you need a little bit more info on that, DM me. Let's have a community. Jump in our school. You can learn about this. Let's ask questions. Let's be a community. Paperclip will be the back end. Validate input, run calculation, create GHL contact, create instantly lead, return full data report. So since this specific lead calculator is for our ICP of the AI phone guy. So just to reset you, this is for AI phone guy, and this is a lead generator for that audience, which I've chosen that audience to be service-based businesses, plumbers, roofers, HVAC. I've even gone into, I think we're in personal injury lawyer, ideas like that. There's your user flow. The only thing I had a question on was down here was the request body. These tags right here, because I learned that merch tags are pretty huge when you're doing these campaigns. So I said, as long as these tags work for instantly, we should be good to go. Let me verify the instantly lead mapping. Good. Here's these go into custom variables. The API endpoint will calculate and pass these as custom variables. So the paperclip endpoint will call instantly like this. So it's literally gonna create this for us correctly. Now let's go ahead and share back to our primary window over here, and we're live over here. All right, so back to over here, all merch tags. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, since you verified merch tags looks good, we are Good to go. Let's launch. Boom. Okay. While that's doing that, let's jump over to what our daily scoreboard looks like. Not everything's working, so I want to be transparent and honest with you all. We've been trying to get this to work for a minute, so let's see if we're finally in a better spot. What we discovered, what was happening was there was, while the agents were prospecting using DeepSeek, they were getting confused. The DeepSeek LLM was stopping on us, and it would just fail, and it wouldn't do nothing. It would just stay stagnant. So you can see right here, GHL, get contacts, Claude AI, HubSpot, search CRM. What I don't see is, so that's automotive intelligence. That's the AI phone guy. I don't see calling digital, but let's see what it says. Here's a full picture across all three businesses. AI phone guy, pipeline 78 total contacts, was 70 yesterday, 8 overnight. So that's pretty cool, right? So we got 8 contacts there. Frisco, Little Elm, Colony, fields are all populated. So let's take a peek. We're going to the AI phone guy's profile, and I'm going to show you what GoHighLevel looks like, just in case you've never seen it, just because. All right, so if you've never seen GoHighLevel, how I have our, let's see, we could throw this one over to the left. I guess not, I lost it. Let's hit X on you. All right, so I have our folder, AI app. This is going to get us into our GoHighLevel. Let's straight go to contacts. This mentioned, let's see, actually, I don't even got to go far. Check it out. So we have these right here. We also have tags on them already. Remember, we created some, and these are for RevOps, revenue operations. So we created agents that will be doing our scoring. So as we get wiser and mature and sharper with our marketing and sales approaches, these will help us out, right? So you can see we have some names, some phone numbers, some emails. And so we are going to start prospecting in these areas. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stop sharing that. Now another test is going to be also, it said that it pushed them to instantly. So let's see what that looks like as well. And we'll do that together. Let's go to screen, window, instantly. All right, let's take a look at this over here. So AI phone guy, I have, let's see, we have 2 organizations in our instantly. And also while I was thinking or brainstorming by myself today, I was thinking like, wait, instantly can also do some outreach. It can also look up contacts. Look at this, it has super search. So we can utilize this. So one valuable lesson I heard while you're working on the business versus working in the business is to be sure you're using all of your tools to the 100% capacity. So if you don't know how to use your tools, reach out to their support team, get an account manager, find somebody who can help you, train you, or you train your agents so that they can use your tools to the max. And that's also another command you can ask your agents, right? So check this out. We got a few different ideas over here. So let's jump to, I'm thinking campaign possibly. So I'm still new to this as well. So we have some leads over here. Actually, look, there you go. There's those leads in here. Phone, email, Lowry. Okay, so we see these. So they're also in our instantly. There's no activities found. Okay, so let's keep it simple. While we're on this right now, let's go ahead and stop sharing that. We're gonna go to, and let's just ask the system. We're doing an audit and we jumped into AI phone guy. Great news, we see the contacts in GoHighLevel and instantly. However, no activities have been accomplished. Is there a reason for this? We didn't check GoHighLevel on activities, but we checked instantly, since instantly is gonna be our cadence and our workflow to reach out to these customers. All right. So let's jump back over to the other side of our marketing. All right, this is where we left off. Since you verified merge tags, we're good to go. Let's launch. Missed call calculator, design spec. Here's the design spec. Let me do the spec self-review, explore, clarifying, write doc, read. So this is the actual file right there, and we can read it right there. Design spec. Okay, and you could click out of that. Let's see, no TBDs, to-dos or incomplete, clean, consistency, lead magnet, nurture. The nurture campaign and instantly doesn't exist yet. It needs to be created as part. The copy, but it's still referencing GHL workflows. That's an implementation task, not a spec gap. Alrighty, so spec written and self-reviewed. One note for the AI phone guy nurture sequence, 5 emails needs to be created as an instantly campaign. The copy is ready and lead generated. Lead magnet nurture, but it still references since we made the decision to remove after writing it. That'll get handled in the build. Take a look at the spec and let me know if you want any changes before I create the implementation plan. So I'll be transparent with y'all. 45, I gotta leave here in a few. I browsed over it at a 5,000 foot level. We need F1 pit leader decision making. If you audit and feel like this will drive revenue, let's go. All right, so while it's doing that, let's go ahead and jump over here. Okay, it's asking to do a task. Okay. All right, if you want to know my absolute honest truth, I just click yes on all of these. If somebody wants to call me stupid, by all means, I'm getting ready to go to my day job and I am looking for freedom. I understand just clicking yes might be extremely stupid, but I have superpowers loaded in this system now. As of earlier this week, I feel that it's pretty solid now. Just FYI. So, found it. Step 1 has a 3-day delay. Every lead sits for 3 days. Wow. That's kind of silly. Nothing's broken. The campaign has a built-in 3-day wait before doing anything that's killing your speed to lead. Why would it have a 3-day wait? Current time. And there you go. This is on me. This is on me. I broke it, but we're fixing it in real time, right? Current timing, day 3, day 5, day 8, day 9. Lead sits for 3 days. Should be 0369. Yes, it should. So go ahead and correct that. So that's why we at least go through these audits daily, right? Because we're learning, we're teaching ourselves. Nobody's teaching us. This is just through our own personal knowledge, wisdom of 20 plus years of sales marketing, and just living in my calling as a sales and marketing professional. So now, new timing, the 13 leads should now send during the next available, which is today. If we're still in the 9 to 11 window, if we passed it, what time is it on your end right now? It is 10:48 a.m. Can we push all of them now? All right, while it's doing that, let's jump back over here. Let's see what's going on. All right, it's going. It's working. Look at that. See, superpowers. Pit leader audit 30 seconds. The entire AI phone guy funnel is built and has a hole at the top. Tyler's outreach runs. The email nurture emails are written. The post demo sequence is ready, but there's 0 inbound lead capture. No way for someone who's curious but not ready for a demo to enter the funnel. Every interested prospect who isn't ready to book right now leaves. The calculator plugs that hole. Even conservative math, 100 visitors, 30 submit emails, 5 book demos, 2 close, 374 a month recurring, 482. Compounding every month, and it gives Tyler a warm list instead of only cold outreach. Revenue impact confirm, green light. So mid-sentence, what we're gonna do, well, here's the thing. So now, like, this is all in real time. this is building the lead calculator, and then over here we also have this creating our instantly workflow. So AI phone guy over here and instantly's not firing off, but we also have a lead calculator over here. So here's my thought. Do we merge them together? Should we use the lead calculator in a workflow? Generally, you use lead calculators like in Post, on your website. They're called trip magnets where somebody clicks, puts in their information, we have it. We know that type of person or profile was looking for how many calls am I missing? Like it triggers a thought for them. So we want to get this lead magnet in front of them as many ways as possible. Like we can possibly put it in this campaign, but maybe like a little, because this one really says, what it does is it introduces us. It says like we found you and found that many customers on the 380 or many companies on 380 are missing out on phone calls. If you're interested in what this looks like, let's schedule a demo. Something like that, something similar. But I wonder if we included maybe like a interested to know what your phone call missed ratio is. Instead of asking for a demo, maybe we give them a calculator up front, and that'll show some real engagement versus another email. Something of interest in the email really drives people to use your marketing campaigns. They really, there's a reason they want to click on it, right? So while this is baking, push prospect. Yeah, we need to figure this out. There's a implementation plan. So are we going to get this out to these types of customers right now or not? Over here with delay set to 0, instantly should pick up those 13. They're already queued. Status 1. Check your instantly dashboard in about 10 minutes. You should see a sent count. All right. So So let's ask, where were we thinking of using the lead calculator magnet or calculator call magnet, missed call calculator from the spec and marketing audit? Tyler uses the calculator link as his soft CTA in a code SMS instead of book a demo. He sends find out how much you're losing to missed calls, prospects who aren't ready for a demo. CTA in a code SMS outreach. That's kind of awesome. Instantly doesn't have that capability, but for a code SMS, actually it probably does. You can probably integrate, but we have it free already. So I think what we're going to do is going to create a code SMS outreach in GHL. So while this is sending welcome emails, on this side, they can also be getting text messages from Tyler from us. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to introduce this idea to another chat that is actively building Tyler instantly workflows. I think we want to also use these workflows to this SMS and tell that conversation to create this SMS workflow with us. So one thing about our audience, small, medium-sized businesses, is they're usually like a one-man shop. They don't have like hundreds of employees. We're not enterprise folks. We're really passion driven. Most of the people who are passion building their businesses, they normally don't have big staffs yet, right? Like they haven't reached that peak of their business yet. So a lot of times the numbers you see online are direct dials to that owner's cell phone, that plumber, that HVAC. Now don't get me wrong, yeah, some of them are big enough where they got a bigger company, but we're what we call in my business spraying and praying, right? We're just going to send the message out and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we got here. That's the right move. Here's what to hand off to that session. This is where it gets really hairy and you should take really good notes. So you know what? I go back to these threads so I could kind of see, but don't get me wrong, like when we go to the top up here, we also had like a whole bunch of other things going on, right? So it's really easy to get lost. But what's also cool about this is like, hey, pick me up to speed, where are we at, right? So see, we have created a lead magnet in another conversation. I'd like to incorporate this not into Tyler instantly, but Tyler GHL SMS campaign. Not as a blast, but as part of complements the workflow. So if this one like is day 0, getting the quick question about, maybe we create a day 1 SMS to that same contact. Day 3, one thing about company name, maybe we do a day 4 SMS or something like that. Actually, I think this is maybe just a one-time lead calculator. But take a look at the document and let me know what kind of best practice campaign workflow we can create. Maybe we just use it 2 times, but the idea is to generate interest. We also need these tagged, so if any of the leads are clicked, we need to create those workflows in GoHighLevel. Are you able to create these in GoHighLevel, or is this something I need to create? Are you able to create it with the GHL MCP we added to you? All right, it's 10:57. I gotta get going, so we're gonna let that stew up and run. I'm gonna get this video uploaded for us, and then we're gonna let this run. I hope to see you soon. If you have any questions, join our school group. Ask questions. Please don't be afraid. This is if you need to help me, if you're like Michael, you're a dumbass, you're doing this all wrong. Cool. I'm well enough thick skin to take the lesson. So help a brother out if you can. Okay. Other than that, I am signing off so I can get to work. Take care.